morning children, this is Shobna here, and let us continue the topic health and hygiene as we have seen in the earlier classes. We are going to see about the deficiency of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. What are the diseases caused because of the deficiency of these nutrients? Okay, first we can see about PEM, protein energy malnutrition. What are the disease caused if protein is deficient in our nutrition system? Okay, there are two diseases which are caused by protein deficiency, kwashiorkor and marasmus, because as we know protein is essential for the growth and repair of body cells and tissues. Its deficiency causes more effect in our body. There are two deficiency diseases, they are kwashiorkor and marasmus. What is kwashiorkor? This is a deficiency disease of protein, and it is caused affects the children between the age of 1 to 5, and if the child intake only carbohydrates than proteins, this deficiency disease is caused. And second one is marasmus. This deficiency disease is caused below the 1 year of age children. Okay, so these are the two diseases which is caused because of protein deficiency. And see here, what are the amount of nutrients we should take in our day-to-day life. Carbohydrates 150 to 200 grams per day, protein 40 grams per day, and lipids and fats 35 grams per day. And what is goiter? Goiter means it is the deficiency of iodine. Iodine deficiency causes goiter. What is goiter? It is a swelling of region below the neck due to the enlargement of thyroid gland. Okay, goiter is a deficiency disease caused by iodine, and it makes a swelling in our throat. Okay. And what are the minerals, and what are the sources of those minerals, and what are the functions of the minerals, and what are the diseases caused by the minerals? Okay, calcium, it is rich in dairy foods, cabbage, etc. Okay, constitution of bone, calcium is very necessary for our bones, and it causes bone deformities, poor skeletal growth, osteoporosis in adults. Next one is sodium. Table salt, the salt which we use in our daily routine life is rich in sodium, and it maintains the fluid balance and involved in the neurotransmission. Muscular cramps, nerve impulses do not get transmitted. Okay, the nerve will get affected. And potassium. Potassium is rich in banana, sweet potato, nuts, whole grains, citrus foods. Okay, and it regulates the nerves and muscular activity. Deficiency of potassium causes muscular fatigue, nerve impulses do not get transmitted. And iron deficiency, spinach, dates, greens, broccoli, the whole cereals, nuts, fish, liver has more amount of iron. It is important component for hemoglobin, the oxygen transmission, blood, everything needs iron. Deficiency syndrome causes anemia. And iodine, milk, seafood, table salt, etc. is rich in iodine, formation of thyroid hormones, and iodine deficiency causes goiter. And vitaminosis, excess, whatever we need, it should be in a correct composition. If it is increase or if it is decrease, it causes deficiency or excess syndrome. Okay, so deficiency of vitamins causes so many diseases, and increase in the vitamin causes hypervitaminosis. It is if the vitamin is excess in our body, it causes hypervitaminosis. Okay, so everything should be in a proper proportion. And food pyramid. Now we are going to see the food pyramid. See, this is the food pyramid, and in the top level we have to take it sparingly. The lower level we have to take it take more amount of these things. Fruits and vegetables we have to take more, and the whole grains we have to take more. Plant protein, beans, nuts, soy products we have to take in a moderate level. Milk and yogurt, and we have to reduce the amount, and these oily substances and fatty substances we have to take very sparingly. This is the food pyramid. And spoilage of food. Suppose we keep a potato or tomato in exposed to air, atmosphere for some time. What will happen? There are some damages in the skin of the potato. And observe the potato, okay, tomato, this is potato. Tomato will get spoiled, okay. Some growths will be seen in the surface of the potato. And the spoilage of tomato, we can see some fungus growth will be in the skin of the tomatoes. Okay, what is happening there? Tomato showing signs of spoilage while potato remains unchanged. Tomatoes remain fresh for only 2 or 3 days, but potato can remain fresh for more than 1 week, otherwise it will show some growths in it, okay. So, the moisture content in the tomato promotes the growth of the microorganism which start decaying it. Tomato is more moisture content than the potatoes. So, it have more moisture content than potatoes. What do you infer from this? Every food has a different shelf of life. Okay, the shelf life period differs for each and every food substances. The shelf life of potato is longer than that of tomato at room temperature. Okay. And food spoilage. Okay, food spoilage is an undesirable change in the food's normal state and is not suitable for human consumption. If the food is spoiled, we cannot consume it. Signs of food spoilage may include a change in appearance. Okay, the appearance, the tomato will appear the skin will become decomposed, okay. So, the appearance will be changed, its color will change, its texture will change, it has a bad odor and taste. Okay, factors responsible for the food spoilage. All these factors are responsible due to food gets spoiled due to 2 reasons. One is internal factor and another one is external factor. Okay, internal factor means it has been spoiled within. External factors means it becomes spoiled from outside. Internal factors, which includes enzymatic activities and moisture content of the food inside the vegetable. External factors like adulterants in the food, contaminated utensils, okay. The food adulteration, some chemicals will be put in the vegetables so as to maintain the lifetime of the fruit, okay. This may cause adulteration. Contamination utensils, the utensil is not kept properly washed, it will cause the external factors like making the food spoil. And equipments, okay, unhygienic cooking area, everything should be hygiene, and lack of storage facilities. If it is not properly stored, if it is not refrigerated, etc. So, it may cause the food to contaminate, and poor personal hygiene may allow the pathogenic microorganisms to cause food spoilage. Okay, there are 2 factors which causes the spoilage of food. And how to avoid the food being spoiled. Okay, food preservation is the process of prevention from decay or spoilage of food by storing in a condition fit for everything should be properly maintained. So, then only the food may not get spoiled. Okay. So, these are the factors, okay. Increase the shelf life of the food. The shelf life of the food should be increased. Retain the color, texture, flavor and nutritive value. Okay. Next one, increase the food supply. If it is supplied in frequently, the need for the food will be increase and it will be maintained properly. Decrease the wastage of food. Okay. Wastage of food will be decreased and add variety to the food. And methods of food preservation, dehydration and drying. What are the methods to make the food to preserve? Okay, dehydration or drying. Drying or dehydration is the process of removal of water moisture. Drying means you have to remove the moisture content of the food. Okay, it can be done either by sun drying. Okay, we can keep it in exposed to sun, or vacuum drying, or like milk powder, cheese powder are being vacuum dried, or hot air drying, etc. These are the things which are involved in dehydration or drying of food content. And dried neem leaves. In village side, neem leaves and turmeric are used to store food grains in our home to protect the grains from insects and beetles. Okay, these are the ancient methods of preserving the food. And smoking. In this process, food products like meat and fish are exposed to smoke. The drying action of the smoke tends to preserve the food. Okay, and irradiation. Food irradiation is the process of exposing food to optimum level of ionizing. Okay, irradiation is the process by which the foods are being ionized by radiations called as X-rays, gamma rays and UV rays. Okay, they are exposed to these rays, then only the harmful bacteria and pests may be killed, and it is ready for freshness. The process is sometimes called as cold pasteurization. The process, irradiation, is otherwise called as cold pasteurization, as the product is not heated. Irradiation does not destroy the heat, the taste or nutritive value of the food. The shelf of onions and potatoes increase when exposed to radiation. Onions and potatoes are safely kept in the shelf time of onion and potatoes or increased due to this irradiation method. Use of inert gas. Inert gas are also used to preserve the food content. Nitrogen gas is filled in airtight packets of potato wafers, Lays, etc. The Lays and some chips items are being preserved by passing inert gases so that it can maintain a long life, okay, to preventing the growth of fungus and insects in them. And last one is cold storage. You all know that what is cold storage? Keeping in ice, okay, fish, and we are having a refrigerator at home. Okay, if we store the things in the refrigerator, it will bring the food in a preservative manner. This is called as cold storage. As in freezing. Freezing is also a process of keeping it in cold. Okay, refrigerating is also known as freezing. Fish and other sea products are refrigerated, meat, okay, etc., etc., and vegetables, fruits from foreign countries are being freezed and it has been packed to our country. Okay. Next one is pasteurization. What is pasteurization? Okay, we all drink coffee. Okay, for that we need milk. Okay, milk is being pasteurized. Okay, for 2 or 3 days the milk can kept in fridge. Okay, after opened also it can be kept in fridge because the milk is being pasteurized. Okay, how the milk is being pasteurized? First, the milk is being heated to a temperature of 63 degrees Celsius and suddenly it has been freezed. While doing this, all the bacteria in the milk will be destroyed. So, it will be kept in a packet and it is ready for sale. Okay? So, this is called as pasteurization. And next one is canning. Okay, in this method, food preservation, most vegetables, fruits, meat and dairy products, fruit juices, some ready to eat fruits are processed and stored in cleaned, steamed, airtight containers under pressure and then sealed. And then it is subjected to a higher temperature and cooled to destroy all microbes. Okay, so this canned substances, canned food items are here and they are used for selling. And next one is addition of preservative, natural preservation. Some naturally available materials like salt, sugar and oil are used for preservatives. It is the ancient method of preserving the food. Okay, if we put more amount of salt in a food item, it will not get spoiled for a long time. And same as if we put more oil in a food item, for example pickle, it will last for a long time. This is called as addition of salt and addition of, see here, pickle will last for a long time when we add more amount of oil, and here dry fish. It can be preserved by using salt in that. And addition of sugar. Sugar or honey is added as a preservative to increase the shelf life of the fruits and fruit products like jams, jellies, squash. Okay, so here salt and sugar and oil are used as preservatives. And synthetic preservatives, rather than these natural preservatives, there are some synthetic preservatives too. They are used as preservatives. For example, sodium metabisulfate, sodium bisulfate, sodium benzoate, citric acid. These are some synthetic preservatives. Okay, adulteration. What is adulteration? Contamination. Okay, and contamination, adulteration. Okay, or the process which spoil the food texture. Okay, food safety is becoming a major concern in these days. Food is contaminated or adulterated from products by consumption of financial gain. Okay, because of the financial gain, the marketing department is adulterating the products. Okay, they are adding turmeric, coffee powder. It has been adulterated by some unwanted seeds. Okay, the chili powder is being adulterated by brick powder. Okay, so pepper is being adulterated by papaya seeds. So these things are being done because of the marketing, to improve their marketing gain. Okay, so adulteration is defined as the addition or subtraction of any substances to form food so that the natural composition of the quality of the substance is being affected. So this should be avoided. Okay, some of the common adulterants of food are milk and milk products. Okay, pulses, coffee powder, tea powder, turmeric powder, saffron, etc., etc., or these are being adulterated because of the marketing gain of the products. Okay, types of adulterants. One is natural adulteration, second one is unintentional adulteration, and third one is intentional adulteration. What are natural adulterations? Natural adulterations are those chemicals, organic compounds or radicals that are naturally present in it. Okay, naturally occurring toxic substances in certain poisonous mushrooms. Okay, in mushrooms some natural adulteration takes place, and prussic acid in seeds of apples, cherry and peach, marine toxins, fish, oil polishing, etc. These are natural adulterants. Environmental contaminants like pollutants in air, water and land make it adulter. Unincidental or unintentionally added adulterants. Okay, these types of adulterants are added unknowingly due to ignorance or carelessness during food handling. Okay, unintentionally, they are not doing it purposefully, but unintentionally it takes place. Pesticides residues. Okay, the pesticides we are using while we are growing and cultivating the thing is known as unintentional adulteration. And dropping of rodents, insects, rotten vines and larvae in food during the storage causes unintentional adulteration. And intentionally added adulterants. Some things are being intentionally added so as to make it adulterant. So as I have said earlier, pepper, papaya seeds are added intentionally. In brick powder is added to chili powder intentionally. These are the adulterants which are added intentionally to spoil the food items. Okay, and see here, raw material in the food has been contaminated by all these things. Okay, water, air, dust, soil, garbage and sewage. Okay, food handles, packing material and animals. These are the things which spoil the natural thing of the food. Okay, sources of food contamination. Bananas. How to detect the stem of the banana green instead of shiny yellow? It has probably ripened by calcium carbide. Okay, fruits are being ripened because of calcium carbide. This causes very poisonous effect in our body. The apple will appear very glossy and shiny. It will have a slight scratches and you have noticed a thin layer of wax. Okay, this should be avoided. And mangoes. This is also green patches and dark patches are seen because of the calcium carbide stone. And green vegetable. Take a small portion placed on the moistened while blotting paper. The impression of color and paper shows the use of adulterant. Some things or chemical substances are added to make it so shiny. And health effects. Health effects: carcinogenic, can harm digestive system and liver. It will affect the digestive system and liver, and it affects the gastric problem. Ulcer will also caused, and it causes dizziness, nausea and neurological problems, and it causes carcinogenic in a long time period. Okay. Common salt: stir a small amount of salt in water if there is chalk. Okay. If chalk is present in the common salt, it will be settled down. Then we can understand that chalk has been adulterated with the common salt. And chili powder, as I have said, if it is given small amount of chili powder water, the brick powder, if brick powder is added, it will be settled in the bottom. We can understand that adulteration is happening here. Tea leaves: scatter a sample of moistened blotting paper. Appearance of color spots after minutes shows the presence of adulterant. If adulterant is added, the blotting paper will be seen with some colored dye. Okay. Ice cream: take a sample and acid lime juice. If froth or bubbles develop on the sample, it shows presence of washing powder. Okay. Washing powder is being added to ice cream. Okay. These are the things, and these are the health effects: gastric problems, okay, digestive problems, carcinogenic, and it will cause stomach and liver disorders. Okay. Chemicals like calcium carbide, as I have said earlier, chemicals like calcium carbide is added to all the fruits to make it ripen so fast. Okay. And synthetic wax for in apple, and growth steroids and hormones and antibiotics are administered as adulterants to vegetables, cattle, sheep and poultry for faster growth. And best example is broiler chicken. Okay. Difference between naturally ripened fruit and artificially ripened fruit: if the fruit is completely yellow in color or orange in color, if I am talking about mangoes and bananas, okay, if it is completely in that color, it is ripened by calcium carbide stone. Okay. If the stem is in green color and the other part is in yellow or orange color, it is ripened naturally. Okay. These are the things, and the aroma will be good. The taste will be sweet and pleasant, but everything is changed if it is artificially ripened. Okay. Color, aroma, firmness will be good, and taste will be sweet and pleasant. Shelf life will be long, and here an artificially ripened fruit will have a short shelf life. It appears ripe and it will not that much tastier, and the fairness fat to some extent it will be attractive, but it's not good for health, and it has a mild aroma only. Okay. These are the things, difference between the naturally ripened fruit and artificially ripened fruit. Okay. As I said earlier, if milk is being adulterated, if we place it in a slanting surface and put milk here, if it is adulterated by water, the normal milk will have some adulterated water with leaving a trail. The normal natural water will leave some trail, but the adulterant water milk will not have any trail there. And honey, okay, if we dip a cotton wick in honey and then make it to burn, if it is original, it will burn quickly. If it is not original, it will make some crackling sound. Okay. And sugar, if it is adulterated with chalk powder, the chalk powder will be settled down. And coffee powder, as I have said earlier, coffee powder floats, and if it is adulterated, if with tamarind powder, and the tamarind powder will be settled down. And food grains, okay. So we can view easily the food grains if it is adulterated with sand or some particles, or like marble, sand, grit, stones, etc., and they can be removed by sorting, hand picking, washing, etc. Food quality control. Okay, so our government has been agencies are there to define the food quality of the food, and let me see, ISI, AGMARK, FPO, and FSI. Okay, have you heard it, SI? Okay, these are the food control agencies. They standardize mark and their role in food safety. They will take care of the food products, and they will give the mark whether it is pure. If it is adulterated, they will not give the sign. Okay. So far we have seen about the health and hygiene of the class 9th standard and unit 8. Hope you understand the complete lesson. I have finished here. Okay. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me, and later I will be giving you some assessment and try to complete it. Thank you.